Listening to Big Ward's video he just put out, and it's when you see other people going through some of the same things that you're going through, the relatability. It's like, oh, this is what I'm talking about. It's not just me. I'm not just the ones that, when you go out and about and you work your job, whatever. Everyone just seems to be like, whatever. They're fine. Nothing's bothering them. It's just normal. But like I've dealt with this for so long, where I don't feel like I can get ahead, and then it's frustrating because for me, I want to see progress. For me personally, the last thing I've seen any type of progress is when I gained a lot of followers on X, and that tapered off pretty quickly, and I haven't seen any progress in anything that I've done since then. And it's just working like, okay, so right now I'm unemployed, but um when I was working, it was like I'm not getting anywhere. I go to work, I do my job, did it very well, and I didn't have the ambition to go and do anything else. I didn't have the desire to go to the gym. I don't have the desire. It's like I'm tired of just trying to like better myself all the time, and like it's like a constant thing. I used to listen to a lot of red pill content, and it's like, oh, you always gotta be self improving. It's like, dude, I'm tired of self improvement. And it's like, for what? For what? For I wanted to self improve because I wanted to, you know, be attractive to the opposite sex, but which is crazy. Where I used to be with the opposite sex, and now the opposite sex wants nothing to do with me. Um, it's I seen a gradual I seen a change after COVID. But what Big Ward was saying is like it's hard out here. It is hard. It feels like you, you get ahead in one place, and then something else happens to drag you down. It's like a constant. It's like an invisible thing where it's just like we're stuck where we're at. We're not gonna move where we're at. It feels like I'm already a slave. It makes you, and I think that's where a lot of people like don't want to work. They feel like I don't want to work. It's not because they don't like want to, but it just seems like it doesn't feel like it's worth it. And they don't have the motivation because the big rich people like Tim Pool or any of these people who are very well off, who aren't living through what we're living through right now, which is a complete disconnect from from family and friends, and just like isolation. Even if it's like self-imposed isolation, which I think like for me, I've always been an introvert, but I think a lot of people, when they were forced to lock down, that really messed with their psychology, and that's why I've like kind of distanced myself from people, because I feel like a lot of people are just on edge. There's lack of empathy. People don't care, and I feel like the same way too. Like how I used to have more empathy, and I don't have as much empathy anymore. Um, like I shouldn't have to work all these side hustles just to try to get ahead, and I always have like the back in my mind like, okay, I start getting ahead, and then something else will happen to take that away. So it's kind of like, what's the point? So like for me, I've just been pretty much maintaining. Not right now. I'm taking gigantic steps back. And it's been depressing. It's been frustrating. And if anybody relates, it's not just you, man. Like this is really what's happening, and the people who are well off, like they're good, And that's the thing is like I started to like smaller channels more, like people who are little channels like mine, because you don't have as much ads like constantly popping up, and they're more real. It's not like they're sitting in some type of like studio that they bought, or they have all these fancy equipment. Like, all of my videos I just shot with my cell phone, every single one of them, and I haven't bothered to like do any editing where I skip ahead and edit things out. I know how. I just, uh, you know, I'm lazy, I guess, and I just feel like, well, there's only a couple people that actually even watch my videos. So what's the point of like putting in all that work? And it's for the people that watch my videos, I'm not like demeaning you. I appreciate you listening to what I have to say, my opinions, and all that. But I think you can understand what I'm saying. Like, if if you have like a bigger audience, you're gonna want to like do more to make the product better. And it's just like, I'm not making any money off of this. I'm just doing this for free. Um, with the threat of being banned too. So that's another thing too. It's like, for me, um, what it feels like financially, socially, social media, it feels like most people are pretty much, they're either the haves or the have-nots. It already feels like that. You're the have or the have-nots, and you know, I wanted to like become a have and start lifting people up, but you know, it is what it is, and I guess like the creator of the universe that wants things this way for whatever reason, wants good people to struggle, and wants well, I'm seeing like more better people getting forms of leadership, especially with like Trump winning and everything. But what it feels like when I go on social media, I go on X, and I see all these big content creators. They don't provide much. Some of them, like, you know, like Mario Default. He's one of my favorite journalists on there. Like, I think his stuff is pretty legit. There's people that like share the news and stuff like that, but then there's other ones that just like farm engage, and it's like I want to go on there. I want to be like, spread a message, be creative, be myself, and one of the biggest things that is just so annoying to me too, when people obsess about spelling. It's such a crazy thing. Like, you know what I said, you can understand. Like, I can't edit my replies. People hound on. It's like I'm writing a book or something. Like, everything has to be perfect. Like, I think like when my horrible grammar, my spelling mishaps, it shows my human side. Shows that I'm not a bot. You know, I think that so many people are like programmed to pretty much just have like, they live in their subconscious, and that's what I think. I think a lot of people are just like in automatic mode. They don't really have like free thinking abilities. They just like, they're just in automatic mode. They're basically like a robot. You know, they just go through the motions, and they don't question anything. They don't think like, well, what the heck is going on here? Like, you know, Social Security is going to run out in 2033, and for what they're saying is, people who are on Social Security only get 75% of their benefits. And at some point, like, the benefits will run out, because you have to rely on the taxpayer completely. So like, we need reform of the government, because it's like wasted. Like, we're gonna go off of a big cliff if we're not having like serious economic reform, which the Democrats are fighting against. It's like, I hate that. I know people don't want to talk about political stuff, but this is what's happening right now. Like, the people that they sit here and lie and like project. I guess it's called gaslighting. Like, they project what they're doing and what is. I understand, like, oh, it was the left. Like, the reason why I say Democrats and whatever, so people understand who I'm talking about. The radicals, the radical leftists who don't have any type of independent thought, who have hijacked the Democratic Party. I used to like the Democratic Party. I thought that they're, you know, free speech. They are for free speech. They're anti-war. Now they're for all like pro-war, and they are um, against free speech. They're for censorship, and it's just like they keep project, and and I don't even want to use X anymore. I don't feel like it really serves me anymore. Like I'm not growing, and I don't go on there to like say something, but it just makes me mad. Like, and I'm tired of being mad. I feel like it's hard enough in this life to, um, like just to get by. To feel like there's no carrot. I've already said this before, where it feels like there's no carrot. It feels like we're just on a treadmill, and we just have to keep moving forward, because if we don't, then like there's no like security nets for us, you know, like there's no places that we can go and be like, I am financially ruined, like I've ruined myself, like I made bad choices, but I don't want to live on the streets. I don't want to steal and go to prison. Like I don't want to live that. Like can we make like communities where people can like start over, you know, like there's no communities like that. There's nothing. It's like it's such a dehumanizing society we live in, where it's like people like to virtue signal like they're so great, like they care so much, but they really don't. um like the people on the left, they just want control. Like they don't care. They just, oh, this is like they have moral high ground. You don't have moral high ground. Like, anything the left says about what's going on about Trump, but I can say the same thing about their side, and they just say, it's like you're complaining about what your side was doing. Like you're sitting here like saying Trump hasn't corrected inflation on day one, like he said. It's just like, well, look at how many promises Biden um failed on, like the cancer and ending diabetes and all that. Like dude's made things 100 times worse. Like we're like Trump might end that war within a month of his like this war has been going on for 3 years. Brutal. So many people have lost their lives for no reason. What, for land? Like for land that's like who cares? Who cares? Like, are you using it? Like, well, you're fighting for corporations. You're fighting for somebody else to get rich. It's like, we made this product, this war machine, so like we have to use it or we lose it. Like, you know, we gotta fire off all these bullets and make sure that they kill people, or it was worthless, and so we gotta make sure we have war. It's like, no, man. Like, instead of building, like, you know, it's good to have self-defense for sure, but like, instead of building all these war machines, which we definitely need self-defense, but we should be building to get off this planet. Like, what I was thinking about the other day is how Elon wants to get us off the planet onto Mars. And so I started doing a little bit of research about Venus. I'm like, you know what? I wonder if like at some point, way like billions of years ago, if it was possible for Venus to have life, because like what's happening is the sun is expanding. So at some point, it's not going to be in my lifetime. It's not going to be in my kid's lifetime. The sun is expanding. It's getting brighter. It's getting more intense, because at some point it's going to blow up. It's going to be a long time for that. But like, Earth is not gonna be able to be in. It's not gonna be a planet that we can inhabit, humans or any life. So it's probably gonna be like Venus, and it made me wonder. I wonder if Venus could, if it had life. I like it's hospitable right now. What is it, like 400? I don't know. It's like really insane, like really hot there, or whatever. But I wonder if there was life there. What if we went to Venus and there was like structures, or like there was humans that lived there first and then they came here. I don't know. Because what I seen, like I did some research with Grok, and it said that, like the sun was a lot more dim back in the day, like billions of years ago. So what we're trying to do going to Mars, what happened? What if like humans or some type of intelligent being that we're not aware of? Well, we think that there's more intelligent beings that are just kind of like watching us, and that's what I think could be happening is they're watching us. They're not intervening. They might be intervening. Little, I don't know, like Trump, you know, should be dead right now. But I don't know if they had anything to do with it, but that was a miraculous thing. But um I want to feel like I can actually go somewhere. And it feels like the plan for the globalists, like it feels like their stuff is so entrenched where it's so hard to get ahead to own a house. Even if I could own a house, I still don't own it because the government, I still have to pay property taxes. And it shouldn't be like that. I should be able to like hand stuff down. Maybe there's like you can only hand so much money, so much transfer to your kids. We can. So like Elon Musk, if he becomes a trillionaire or whatever. Anyway, like there's only so much you can hand down. Then the assets just get broken back up into society, absorbed into society. Is it wealth distribution, like redistribution? Sure, but like, what's the point of, oh my great grandkids and my great grandkids won't ever have to work? What does that mean? Like they don't have to be human. They don't know what it feels to struggle. They're just gonna be like living high on the hog. And it makes me wonder, like these globalists who appear to be evil, but it makes me wonder, they have nothing better to do with their time but try to manipulate things and try to see what they can control and try to gain control, because they just don't have anything else going. Like they have no other goals, they have no other ambitions. It's just like they have no creativity. And I guess like they're really doing bad right now. But yeah, it is hard out, and it's like what it is like when you see people, it's social media. You see like you've seen it for a long time. Like it was celebrities, like celebrities' life. Like that's what people wanted to strive for. Like, yeah, I want to be like that. And life of the rich and famous or whatever. And that's what people see on the internet. Like that's what I want. That's what I want. But for me, like I'm just kind of like I don't care about that. For me, I'm just like I want less responsibility. I don't want more responsibility. I don't want to have the responsibility of owning a business. I really don't. I just want to be able to like relax and enjoy my life. And work for sure. I want to be able to contribute. Like even if like I was wrong about Bitcoin, okay? Like I thought it was gonna go up huge and it hasn't done shit, and it's probably actually gonna go down. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts taking massive hits. I don't think it's gonna go to zero, but I just I was wrong. I thought like we're gonna create a Bitcoin reserve, and then all the other countries are gonna follow suit, and it's gonna go up huge, and it hasn't done shit. And it's helped me. It's helped me tremendously, like to give me like a padding. But it's kind of weird. Now I was thinking today, I was like, I'm spending all this money on interest on my debt so I can have this stuff stored away. But if I sell it, the government gets a huge cut. So like it does. I'm already in. Like I'm not really. Like even I don't feel like I have anything, and that's how it feels. Like I don't have anything at this point. And I could be fine with that. Like I wish I could just start off where at zero. You know, have a place, have a job. I don't have to worry about. You know, and not have any. Yeah, we need some type of reset at this point. We need some type of fucking financial reset. Because all this debt is doing to us is making us slaves. It's not making us want to progress. It's I don't know. Like tell the Federal Reserve, like, we need to just. I think we just need to get rid of the dollar altogether. I don't think it's something issued by the Federal Reserve, who is a private entity. I think we can just distribute our own money. We could just cancel the debt out, like whatever. Like, I don't know. But what we're doing right now is not. It's everything's too expensive. We have these booms and busts are getting more and more prevalent. It feels like we have to gamble. We shouldn't have to feel like we have to gamble. We should, like, I shouldn't have to really care that much about the financial system. I don't, unless I'm like work in it. I shouldn't have to like sit here and monitor it and be, so invested in. Yeah, I feel like for me, like I have information overload. I feel like I think what it is like, I've been creating for this. I've been creating music. I created books, and I worked a regular job. But what it feels like is like the creation is over, and now we're gonna have to rebuild. But we have to take off the financial chains. Um, the $5,000, if they give us the $5,000 of our own money back instead of putting it to the national debt, um, that will help out a lot of people. That would help me out. It's a dividend. It's not. Um, I guess it cause inflation, but even if they were like, hey, we're going to pay off your debt. Here's $5,000 to your debt, your school loans debt. Like, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be a direct cash payment to somebody's account. Just pay off some of our debt, so it gives us like, so um, people don't have to. They don't make bad decisions with the money. People get, oh, I got 5,000, and then they start going on vacation. It's like, I'm buying this and that. It's like, I think the best thing to do is pay down our debts and kind of take, because it's not our fault. It's not our fault that they keep printing money. It's their fault. It's the leaders' fault. They're the ones that caused this. But the people vote them in. But still, it's like, I don't have any control. That's the thing, is like I'm sitting here listening to Alex Jones, and he's annoying me lately. Dude's annoying me. He's like so dramatic at times for no reason. It's just like, dude, just talk about, what are you doing? It kind of like, are you a WWE character? Like, is that what you're trying to like do? It's cool, like he's a slash entertainer or whatever, but like, I don't know what I was going with that. I was going somewhere good, but it is what it is. It's hard out here, um, and yeah, it's just people. We got to make things easier so people can, um, be able to buy a house at some point. What's the point of owning all these houses so you can rent them out to people? It's just like, man. It, I know I sound like a socialist right now, but it's just kind of weird. Like, how much money do you really need? How much are you gonna take from people? Whether it's gonna be the government or, like, Elon's got $400 billion. It's kind of like, why do you need all that? Why do you need all the? He doesn't have the money. He's got the assets or whatever. It's not even real. It's just like, is it real? I don't know. Like, obviously, it's got money into it. But yeah, he doesn't. He doesn't actually have the money. He's got to sell the assets, then pay the tax on it to the government. Form of, I think like it's just like get the boot off of our necks if we're poor. You know what I mean? Like, why am I gonna have to pay capital gains tax? And I'm like, dude, I'm barely making it, man. I'm just trying to get ahead, dude. Like, seriously, if I'm worth, take my net worth, man. You can see my credit score. Like, if you see like I got a shitty credit score, back up off of me. I'm just trying. I'm trying. Can I like, you know how hard it is to get ahead with the credit score? You know, they don't look into my past. They don't say like, oh, he's maintained his credit score for this long, but he's going through severe hardship right now. Like I'm going to reconcile. I guess it's a dumb thing to do. And my credit score's taking a huge hit. They don't look at that, and it's harder to rebuild my credit score than it is to demolish it. And it's just like, dude, like, you don't take in the whole body, like, an account of how much financial pressure is being put on us right now with all the inflation. Well, 80% of the money supply has been like made this last 5 years. Like, come on, man. They completely devalued our. There's no like compassion or like understanding of like. It's just like take more, take more, take more, take this shit. You're not getting ahead. You're not getting anywhere. You sit there, you slave, and that's how it feels. It feels like we're slaves, and I felt like this for a long time. And I go through times of like feeling like I try to feel good because I want to feel happy. Okay, happy is like I want to be in a good mood. I want to have a good attitude. That's the attitude I want. I don't want to be miserable. I don't want to be upset. And it feels like we're being pushed. I feel like I'm being pushed into that just like, and it makes me wonder, is David Icke right about the reptiles? Do they feed off of our energy? At a point in my time in life, I was like, I was really excited. Things were going good. Like, for instance, like, okay, really quick, I was in love with one of my supervisors. We were talking, and like, I was doing really bad at work, almost getting fired, but like, it was going good with her, and I really, really liked her. She was like everything I wanted in a woman, pretty much. I wrote out everything I wanted in a woman. 6 months later, she came, and then, all of a sudden, I started doing good at work, and then like that relationship ended, and it was just like that relationship was devastating. How it ended, well, not how, but it just ending. It was devastating to me. And it was just like, there's always like a conflict. I always have to deal with some type of conflict where I get ahead here, I get knocked back there. And it's just like, I think that people can understand what I'm talking about. We're just, dude, I'm tired of like, you can't just like, everything at once is always going to be great. I get it. But it's just like, can I take a breath? Can I just like, even like being out of work, I hated my job. I hate working these manual labor jobs that really don't pay you nothing, and just like, but then I'm sitting here like I'm going backwards big time. I'm not being able to pay I'm paying my bills, but like I have to pay that debt back. I'm just acquiring debt. I'm not going anywhere. And it's like, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating, especially when you don't have nothing to strive for. Especially when the opposite sex doesn't even give a shit about you. And being a man, nobody gives a fuck about you anyway. So it's just, it's really difficult. Really hard. And we're just in survival mode. That's the mentality. Is just like we just have to survive. Just do what you have to do to survive at this point. All these people on the internet, they're like, oh, do your best. Those people already made it. They probably had different circumstances than what we're dealing with right now. A lot of people. I'm gonna end this video soon, but like, I was watching this guy. He does like semen retention. He says for like been like 2 years, and then like he said he's been following this other guy that has been doing it for 8 years. But it's like, I think a lot of these people are fake. Like the red pill people, they just seem phony. Like a lot of these people don't practice what they preach. Like the big thing is Ashley Sinclair. He's got Elon's baby. She's supposed to be like some conservative or whatever, but she's a single mom with 2 kids, and it's kind of like, I don't know. You kind of seem like not very conservative. There's just a lot of grifters, and that's what makes me like kind of like don't like big accounts. I don't like these people. I almost like despise them like I do Hollywood people. I just think like they live in a bubble. They don't live in reality. They have all these connections and networking, and they get paid for what they do on the internet. And most of us, it's like, and when I go out here and work in the real world, I'm not getting anywhere. When I go in the digital world, I'm not getting anywhere, and it's just like completely frustrating. So it's just like feel like there's no progress. And it's just like, I guess I'm just a slave, and I've accepted I'm just a slave, and I'm to the point where it's just like who cares if I go bankrupt? Big wow. I'm not gonna buy a house anyway. Like, what does it matter? Oh, I can't buy a car. Okay. Like, dude, I'm just like, what does it matter? Like, I want to pay my bills. I haven't gone bankrupt yet. I think a lot of people would have been gone bankrupt in my shoes, and I fought it off. I worked my ass off to get to where I'm at. And it's not like I want to just like stop working forever. Like, no, I even if I was like rich or whatever, and I didn't have to worry about money or anything like that, I would want to be able to be in the community doing something, like helping out somewhere, not just sitting in my bubble like a lot of these famous or rich people do, or these big content creators. I think that people are there's a sentiment that's building up where it's like a grassroots thing where people are just getting tired of famous people. They're getting tired of rich people. They're being tired of like, oh, do this and become excellent because it'll work for me. It's like, cool, man. Yeah. And it was a different time when you did that, and things are completely different now. Once you come down here and show us how it's done without using your connections and using your clout and using any type of money, once you come down here, once you take on some debt, try to work a regular job and show us how it's done. You gotta make a business, bro. Like, you know how hard it is? Like 97% of businesses fail. They make it sound so easy. Like it's not fucking easy, man. And especially like trying to figure out what should I learn. What should I fucking learn, dude? AI is about Grok is making video games. Elon said that Grok 3 at some point in this year, Grok's gonna be able to make AAA video games. Like any of us are gonna be able to make video games. So it's like, what should I learn? And I'm thinking like, I guess security is a good thing or mechanics. Mechanics is a huge thing, but I'm not really mechanical. I'm not really a mechanical person. So it's just because you got to specialize. If you don't specialize, but if you learn like a specialty and then that job goes away because computers take that job, and it's kind of like everything's kind of like up in the air right now. It's kind of like wait and see. Like let's see how fast AI progresses and what it creates. It just feels like we have to, because I still have to work a regular job, man. I still have to like support myself. So it's like these people are like, oh, fast food jobs or my jobs, which would just be a regular worker, general worker, like in a warehouse or something like that. It's the same as a fast food job at this point. Like they basically pay the same. So the how people on the right are like, oh, just like, yeah, you go. Fast food jobs are meant to, um, you know, for kids or whatever. And yeah, I guess if kids are, Taco Bell is up until 4 o'clock in the morning. Uh, who works at Taco Bell when the kids are in school? Yeah. Well, when they were first made, fast food was a lot different, but like things are way different now, man. And it's like I have to work all these hours just to maintain myself and pay my bills. I don't have the energy to fucking learn out of this shit. That's where people are like, I don't fucking have the energy. Even if I had the motivation, I don't fucking have it. I think that's where a lot of people are feeling like I just don't have the desire. I feel like I'm being drained. Socially, like financially, every aspect, you just feel like you're just being drained constantly, being squeezed dry. And yeah, that's it.